But what are those things you feel we should put in consideration when it comes to marriage?
First and foremost, get perfection out of your mind.
Okay, you can never get someone perfect.
There's never a perfect marriage. I am lovey-dovey, smiling with my wife. Doesn't mean that we get it right every time. We are a work in progress too. We still, in fact, the day you stop fighting with your spouse, be more scared. Probably the love has actually finished. Yoruba will say.
So you guys will keep fighting.
Yoruba people say "Ente onba sumo le oman jarunpa biba."
Yoman jarunpalu, yeah.
Yoman jarunpalu. It's because you guys you still have feelings for each other. That is why you fight. If that feeling is not there, Debbie, an outsider will do some things to you that you just be like, it's not anything.
It doesn't affect me.
If anybody close to you does that to you, you pick it up, because the people that actually offend us the most are the ones closest to us.
Yes.
So you have to understand that offense will come, but your response to offense matters. I'm still going back to responsibility, where marriage itself is a responsibility. Love is good in marriage, but you need much more than love. You need commitment, which is also love. You also need to actually see yourselves more as growing. One of the major problems that we have with marriage nowadays is see finish. Yes. Think about it a bit. Let me give you 1 minute.
See finish, like
before the two of you got married,
okay,
there's always I want to go and pick Debbie, the love of my life.
Okay.
But the day she gets into my house, now I don't have to go and pick her. What else am I looking up to? Everything that I've seen her nakedness. So all of that, if you are not careful, brings unnecessary familiarity from both the man and the woman. And when that steps in, what you will see is a situation where we start to disrespect ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah, we start to disrespect ourselves because man, woman, when I use the word man here, I mean both male and female. Yeah. We have an insatiable hunger inside of us to always want more. So how have I been handling that is that I don't look at my wife from who she is now or what she has become. Rather, I try to build a vision of what she can become. So that there's something I'm looking forward to. That okay, if every other woman is looking in a particular way and I get home and my wife is not looking at that, instead of me to keep looking at that, I look at that. You can't just say, I want to see that, okay, what if I do this thing to her? You understand? Yeah. What if I spend the kind of money? Though there are some of those things I won't do.
Like what?
Yeah, so I won't want my wife to do. Okay, what if I actually create an environment where she can actually become all of those things, and before you know it, when you create that environment as a man, she starts to spend monies around, to look like that, to start doing all of those things. See finish, you guys need to work on it. Then if it is possible, I will tell you, be careful of social media.
Let me start with the last one. He said you should avoid social media, because social media made us not to have patience anymore. Now, I don't know if you have seen this video before, but if this video you think is helpful to you, or it might be helpful to somebody else, help me to share the video, because marriage is a work on its own. Because marriage is an institution that you need to build it. And thank God he said, love is not enough. Marriage requires effort, commitment, communication. Not only communication, understanding. You should try to develop your self-advocacy, to speak up whenever you think that someone, your partner, what your partner did wasn't, good. You can tell this person, self-advocacy, so that you can be able to express yourself in a polite manner. You can acquire a lot of knowledge, how to, know what you need and at the appropriate time. Let me say it again. Marriage is also a verb, not a noun. You see, the moment you find yourself in that institution, you will realize that there is no perfect advice and there is no logic in marriage. You can choose to ignore all the insane words or sin words. At the end, you end up being the happiest person. You can choose to follow all the caution. You end up being sad or toxic in your marriage. Marriage is between you and your spouse. At a certain point, you will realize that faith is involved. Believing in each other. Sometimes your spouse or your partner might travel. The person is not there with you, but you are staying with faith. You will realize there are so many things, commitment. You keep on growing every day by day. You don't just leave yourself because this person is already love you. No, you keep on growing, you keep on appreciating. But there are still little appreciation, those little expectations your spouse needs from you. Compliment. Some will tell you that this person is lucky. Nobody is lucky. Or you might think that this person is lucky. But when you come closer, you will realize that that person built he or her own luck and find his or herself in the circle of that luck you think. Let me tell you something. You might be in a relationship today and you see people who are already married and you begin to envy them. There are those who are looking up to you, say, how I wish they are in a relationship. Today, you are married and you are seeing another people, maybe they are happy, or maybe the husband bought so one or two things for that person. You begin to envy that person. How I wish it's your husband who bought it for you. But you might not know what that person is passing through in that place. Don't let the things you see on a social media deceive you or make you destroy your own home. Stick. Build that luck. That luck you think someone is enjoying. Build it. Don't let friends and families come in to destroy your marriage. That is why I always say, develop your luxury sense of reasoning. There are things you will see, you will realize that this thing is not healthy for me. It's not healthy for my spouse. Now, let me tell you something again. In relationship, outside marriage, you only think of yourself first. Sometimes you don't consider any other person. But in marriage, don't think of yourself alone. Any decision you're going to make, consider your spouse. And don't let your children come in between you and your spouse. Let me tell you something. You should love your spouse first before your children. Forget anything anybody's telling you. If you like, it's okay. Your husband should be your first priority, should be your first number one man. Your wife should be your number one woman in your life. Should be your first priority as well. Help me share this video. Drop your comment below. Whatever you think, maybe A.B. Kapasa, IT Kapasa said. Or if there is another thing you want to add, drop it in the comment section. Let's go there.